What's up, guys? Today we're going to play Ehrgeiz for the PlayStation 1. So this is a port of an arcade game that came out in the late 90s. So when you pop in the game, it shows like the little motion video intro. Takes you to this screen. You can play as just a regular arcade game. There is this mode, which is like a little background story mode, and then just a bunch of mini games. We're just going to play straight up arcade game. So this was an arcade game that was originally released by Namco, but it was developed by Squaresoft right before they became Square Enix. So as far as I know, it is the only arcade game made by Squaresoft, or at least in the United States it is. Got the little control icon there, change your control scheme. We're just going to leave it to straight up to arcade. Got all these characters right here. And then you got a couple Final Fantasy characters. And it's actually, in the PlayStation version, there's more characters from Final Fantasy VII that are unlockable. Like Yuffie, Zack, I think Red 13, and maybe one or two others. The arcade version only had Cloud and Tifa, which we will talk about. I'm going to play Sasuke because that's the character that I am best with. My good friend of mine who owned a local comic book store, Neverland Comics, which I've talked about off and on this channel. He actually had this arcade machine. It was right when it came out, actually, or really close to it. If I remember correctly, someone either bought his Tekken 3 or the Tekken 3 machine that he had there that was owned by the supplier got taken out for whatever reason. And it was replaced with Virtua Fighter 2. And not a lot of us there were like big Virtua Fighter fans. We played a little bit, but that was about it. And after not too long, like maybe less than a month, his arcade supplier replaced it with Ehrgeiz. And we all thought, wow, this is, really, really neat game because, as you can see here, I mean, you could run anywhere. It's not like a 2D fighting game or even a 3D fighting game. It's a 3D where you can just, it's like a free movement 3D fighting game. So it's 4 buttons. You got your 2 basic attacks, one for block, and one for special moves like projectiles or whatever, depending on the character. Oh, can I get him? Aha! If you can remember what like a Neo Geo looks like, the buttons are very similar to that. If you hold down the block button, you're always facing your opponent. I forget how to throw in this game. Let's see. That's jump. There it is. Block, punch, and kick. That's how you throw. So when the game came out, because it was published by Namco, a lot of people were reading rumors that there were characters from Tekken that were going to be like hidden characters or secret characters. And of course, there were also rumors that maybe there's some characters from Final Fantasy VII, because Final Fantasy VII was really big at the time. I don't remember if 8 had come out yet, but there are a lot of hints to this game when you play through it to the Final Fantasy universe, specifically Final Fantasy VII. Like the final boss, when we get to him, he's a character kind of like Red 13, like that dog race. And also, there's another trick where if you fight like a final boss, you kind of fight him like during the end credits. And there's a trick to beating him. But once you do that, you grab a sword and it mentions you've got the sword Ehrgeiz that's powered by materia or something like that. So it directly references things for Final Fantasy VII. And when the arcade game came out, Cloud and Tifa were not playable yet. It was like Tekken, where it was like the secret characters become playable after a certain amount of time. Which first character was Cloud, then eventually Tifa. But in order to fight Cloud and Tifa, which you can do at any time, the characters didn't have to be unlocked, is you see that timer on the corner above my energy bar. You had to beat all the characters within a certain time frame. And I think it was like 6 minutes and 30 seconds or 6 minutes and 50 seconds or something like that. And it would take you to the Cloud and Tifa fight. I'm not making good time yet, so I don't know if I'll make it to the Cloud and Tifa fight. But, yeah, the game's really good. I mean, it's still, even today, it's still different than a lot of fighting games that you play now, and especially then. And it's not just free roaming, but, you know, there's different levels and, you know, like floors and stuff like that. Platforms, you can jump up on like a higher plane and jump down, like I'm doing right here. It was really cool. But the fourth button, which is your special attack, like a projectile or special ability, depending on the character, if you look at my green energy bar, you know, or my green life bar, you'll see like kind of like a little pink looking bar, and that's your energy for your special attack. And you can also do a trick where if you tap block, you'll dodge projectiles, so projectiles will kind of go through you. I think that uses up energy sometimes. Or I think you need energy to do it. Oh, there goes all my energy. Trying to throw a smoke bomb. Aha. Not making good time. This is actually my second attempt at recording this video. I filmed it earlier, but the quality of the video looked horrible. I actually filmed it on my PlayStation 3. But this game has like a really weird resolution. Like when you play it on a PlayStation 3, it doesn't upscale correctly, and it's still interlaced. And it was playing heck with my FrameMeister, so the resolution's not going to be like perfectly to scale. So I had to just like set it to just generic settings. So it probably looks a little boxy, like a little squished a little bit, but I'm sure if I look it up, I can find a good FrameMeister profile for this game. So yeah, I'm playing it on my PlayStation 2 now. I couldn't dig up my an extra controller extension cable, which is one of the reasons I was playing on my PlayStation 3. So my PlayStation 2 behind me is actually sitting on the floor halfway with the cable stretched up. Come on. Oh, aha. Like he doesn't have a projectile, he has a little weapon there. Oh, roll around. When you're down, you can roll around. You gotta hit a button to get up. Of course, it makes it hard to hit you with the medium and high attacks. Come on. Ah, it's hard to do a low attack with this character. There we go. So this character I'm playing right now, Sasuke, I remember he was quite the overpowered character at the time. A lot of, once people kind of, you know, got used to the game mechanics and whatnot, a lot of people at the comic book store / arcade were playing this guy. So he kind of became a cheap character. Kind of like playing Eddie in Tekken 3, because he did all that. You just, you know, spam the low attack buttons, and he just does all the crazy kicks and flips everywhere. Of course, this character Yoko has a yo-yo. My friend Berger, if I remember correctly, played this character a lot. And if you hold down your special attack button, you'll do like a charge attack. Like I threw like bigger throwing stars for this character. So you can jump off the... If you do it right, you can jump off the wall as well. Forget how to do it. I think you like run and throw at the wall at the right time. There you go. That's a pretty good fight. So I'm past the 6-minute and 30-second mark, so I'm probably not going to get to the Cloud and Tifa fight. As far as an arcade port, with the exception of the extra characters, it's a perfect arcade port. They didn't take anything out. And you can play it exactly like the arcade game. I wonder if the arcade game actually ran on PlayStation hardware or not. Wouldn't be surprised. Like Tekken 2 and Tekken 3 did, I think. Oh, come on. There we go. That was a good fight. Not too bad. So if you see here, every time you win a battle, he kind of does this victory pose, and then he goes into like a door or a crawlway or something like that, where he transitions to the next stage. I'll explain that in the next fight here. Not this one, the next one. This guy's kind of neat. He has a robot leg, but he shoots missiles out of it. I forget the name of the character in Tekken, or a couple characters, but this guy here is kind of modeled after that guy. Where it's like based on like kicks and stuff, like a kickboxer kind of character. Do like a jump attack from a higher elevation. Oh, come on. Oh. There we go. Control's pretty easy. I mean, it's just 4 buttons. Like I said earlier, just 2 attack buttons, a block button, and a special attack button. So nothing too complicated. Not like 6 or 7 like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. So if you see the doorways on this stage here, you'll see this doorway right here, which kind of resembles, I think, Kate Sith, or like an overgrown Moogle, or like an entrance to something from the Gold Saucer in Final Fantasy VII. So if you beat this character here on this stage within 6 minutes and 30 seconds, or 6 minutes and 50 seconds, or something like that, instead of going through one of the other 2 doorways, you'll go through this one, and that'll take you to the Cloud and Tifa fight. Of course, in the arcade version, Cloud and Tifa didn't need to be unlocked yet for you to do that. So when we first found that out, back in the day, we were pretty excited over it. Oh, I did the counter move there. Timed that block just right. Okay, now we go to the last boss. And I think the last boss is unlockable, playable in the PlayStation 1 version, if I remember correctly. And as you can see, he's like a dog race. I forget the name of him, but he's like Red 13 Final Fantasy, but he's gray instead of red. And I think Red 13's unlockable in this as well. Which he'd basically just be this character, but red. But he's hard to get the medium and high attacks on. You got to rely on a lot of your low attacks. Or if you can kind of lure him up on this little platform right here. Of course, this little dip down here, you don't want him to catch you down there and start attacking you, because he can basically just trap you in the corner and you're almost kind of screwed. Like if I throw a projectile. Oh, that time I got him. Usually it just goes right over him. Oh, come on, get up. Oh, dang. That didn't turn out too well. Let's continue. Let's try that again. He does that little spinning thing that can really get you. God dang. Almost got him. Come on. There we go. One down, another to go. Bummer. So let's try a different character. Yeah, he usually stays on 4 legs, which makes it really hard to get attacks on, because you got to rely on your lower attacks. A lot of Sasuke's combos and stuff are mid to high based. So we'll play as Tifa. So as far as the extra content on here, you got like a bunch of mini games. Oh, my coffee maker's going off in the background. It's got a bunch of mini games, like little races and things like that, just silly stuff. But the story mode kind of talks about the backstory, if I remember correctly. I've never really played it too much. But think of it like a simplified Legend of Zelda clone on PlayStation 1 with this style of graphics made by Squaresoft. That's basically what the game is. Of course, when you play as a Final Fantasy character, it does the Final Fantasy Victory theme. And if you play as Cloud and Tifa, when you win the match, it does kind of like their victory pose from the actual game. So let's see if I can make good time to where I can actually fight Cloud and Tifa. Come on. Oh, there we go. Oh, come on. Making good time so far. Yeah, surprised this game never came out with like a sequel or something. It's actually a pretty good game. I like to call it like one of my favorite hidden gems. Like if I were to make a hidden gem video, this would definitely be toward the top of the list. But the last two Portland Retro Gaming Expos, I went looking for this game and I could never find it. And I'd see it for sale on GameStop of all places a lot. And they actually had it listed for a really good price. Problem is, every time I go to order it, you know, I would just get a disc, wouldn't get a case or a book or anything. So eventually I settled and bought a copy on eBay, which, you know, I kind of was patient and looked around and wanted to make sure I found one for a good price. And I found one for a good price, but it was in really good condition. So I got the thing, the case, the book, the disc, everything. Almost looks brand new. I mean, it even has some of that sticker stuff still on it. You know, like when you buy a brand new CD and has that plastic you got to peel off. Ooh, wanted to jump there. Yeah, making really good time so far. I just noticed in my webcam here, I got the video split to my big screen TV in the background. You can kind of see it in the background. I'm actually playing this on my computer monitor because that's where my camera is. Of course, I got my CRT right behind me. It's facing the couch. I can have it on that as well. Got that component matrix switcher. Oh, did that by accident. Got that component matrix switcher that does 16 inputs and 16 outputs. Uh-oh, come on. Oh, there we go. Hit by our own projectile. There we are. Making good time. I don't know if this game's available on the Sony online store or not for PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4. If it's not, it should be. If I remember correctly, when you're playing two-player, a lot of these upper and lower levels are blocked off for whatever reason. And I'm making really good time. I still got a lot of time to spare. So I got 2 more characters. I got Han and then Sasuke. I'm only at 348. Of course, this stage here, you can jump way up here. Definitely a unique fighting game at the time. I mean, not just at the time, but even today. So, definitely a lot of fun to play. And to my knowledge, it's one of the only, or to my knowledge, it's the only fighting game by Squaresoft. Maybe they come out with some other stuff in Japan, but... Of course, you know, this came out, you know, shortly after Final Fantasy VII, which was a huge, huge success for Squaresoft. And for PlayStation. I mean, Final Fantasy VII's what solidified PlayStation beating the hell out of the Sega Saturn. I mean, if Squaresoft would have went for a Sega Saturn, it'd be a whole different story with that 32-bit console wars. Oh, come on, come on. Oh. It's okay, we still got plenty of time. Still got plenty of time. We're only at 5 minutes. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you win or lose rounds. I mean, you can even continue. As long as you do it, as long as you beat this guy within... God, I can't remember if it's 630 or 650. But as long as you beat him within that mark... There we go, we got it. Easily. So we're going in the different doorway there. And now we fight Cloud. I'll play the Final Fantasy VII battle music too. And Cloud can actually do Omni Slash in this too. When you're playing as him, it's a little hard to do, but you can do it. And he can do it to you as well. Come on, come on. There we go. Oh, no! Oh. Oh. Whew. There we go. Those jumping fireballs will get him every time. Now we're at the Tifa fight. So, I think I mentioned this earlier, but just in case I didn't. In the arcade version, Cloud and Tifa were the only Final Fantasy characters in the game. But in the PlayStation version, which came out later, you got Sephiroth and other characters like Yuffie and Zack and I think Red 13 and maybe 1 or 2 others. And that role-playing game story mode that's in this, I think that guy's an unlockable character as well. So, a pretty good cast of characters in this game. Alright, this time we're going to beat this guy's ass. Yeah, that worked out good. Okay, now there's like the final boss, which you actually fight him during the credits. And you know, your energy bars don't show up. They're still there. You don't really fight him in terms of like his energy. You gotta break these boxes, and there's a sword in each one. Let's see. Come on, gotta push that off. There we go. And if I throw it, I think. Come on. There we go. There's a sword. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, I think he got me. I think my health is... Oh, no, I'm still alive. Oh, we got one. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, sword, sword. It's right there, it's right there, it's right there. We got him, yeah! Oh, ran out of time. Ran out of time. So you get him with both swords, then a bunch of loot pops up, you grab all the loot, and then the thing drops in the middle, and it's supposed to be like the Ehrgeiz sword, you know, the artifact in the story, which, yeah, who follows stories in fighting games? Except for maybe Mortal Kombat or something. But, that was one of the references before Cloud and Tifa were unlocking the arcade game, because it would mention the sword was powered by materia. So... Oh, here we are. Here's a list of all the characters. But yeah, that's Ehrgeiz. That is the fighting game by Squaresoft. Let me know what you think down below. Let me know if you played it. And I will see you guys later. Thank you for coming to my video. If you would like to help my channel grow, please like and subscribe, and please click on this little bell icon so you never miss a future video.